Well, hello and a happy Friday, everybody. I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers, bringing you your daily hail forecast, sponsored as always by C3 Group, Merlin Law Group, American Contractor, and Atlas. They're linked as always in the description to this video, so go ahead and check out the work that they do. So for today, we have quite a few risk areas going on, already getting some warnings that are being issued through the southeast. That's one of them. Also got more storms expected through the Front Range and in New England for today. And then into tomorrow, got some plains hail expected on the horizon. Should be a little more scattered than we've been seeing recently, but potential to get some large hail through there as well. And then getting into yesterday's maps at the end of the show here, we've got 4 maps to go over, 3 stars and 4 stars for Colorado, Michigan, and a lot of the Northeast. So stay tuned for those if you guys want info on the maps from yesterday. But before we get into our weather, come see us at the Atlas All-Star Stadium Tour. This one is in Baton Rouge on July 26th. So that's going to be next week. And again, Derek is the keynote speaker at that. So you guys can hear him talk, you can come say hello, and there's going to be giveaways and prizes and stuff. So all sorts of good stuff. And it's at a casino, so can't get better than that. Come out and say hello at that. Now getting into what's going on right now, sunny, clear skies across the Front Range, so we will see some storms developing through that later on. Different story through the southeast. Again, already getting some severe thunderstorm warnings being issued. Severe thunderstorm watch just issued a few minutes ago for parts of northern Mississippi and southwestern Tennessee there as that line gets ready to make its way through. Potential to see some high winds on that as well as some hail with any storms that form out ahead of it. Then for New England, got another severe thunderstorm watch, this one for 70-mile-an-hour winds and quarter to ping-pong ball-sized hail with any storms that really get going. You can already see a couple of them strengthening there through Massachusetts, parts of New Hampshire and Vermont, and that'll continue through this afternoon. As far as temperatures, still hot. Now again, this is just the actual temperature. This is not the feels like temperature, but we're at 93 in Dallas and Houston, 90 in Atlanta, feeling much, much hotter across a lot of the nation today. And the only places that are really seeing relief from that are either where it's raining or where we've had that trough influencing it earlier, getting some of that cooler air getting pulled down. So 71 degrees in Fort Wayne after yesterday's rain, 74 up in the Colorado Rockies today. For dew points, still muggy across the board here. 76 degrees in New Orleans, 68 in Dallas compared to the 90 that you're seeing, so maybe that'll help you. It's still going to feel pretty sticky outside across the southeast into this afternoon and evening. A little bit cooler, a little bit drier up in the Ohio Valley, but still not much better overall. So for heat alerts, those kind of tie together. We've got a few across the nation right now through the southeast and then up into the desert southwest. For our heat advisories through the south and the southeast here, those are going to be heat index values up to 105 to 115. A little bit warmer through the southwest. Now that's just temperature values of 100 to 110 across the desert southwest. No heat watches in effect right now. Instead, we got those heat warnings in place. Temperatures up to 110 to 120 degrees. 120s are going to be down through the desert southwest, but still potential to peak over 110 through parts of the southeast today with that humidity factoring in. But in terms of severe weather, really the only places that are going to be seeing it, there's a few, but the southeast is, going to still be not seeing much if you guys are along the coast where it's hottest, unfortunately. But along I-25, we could potentially see more storms developing. Going to be really scattered around the Denver area. Most of it is going to develop around the Las Vegas, New Mexico region with a couple of storms with the potential to produce large hail and gusty winds as those track off to the east. They're going to take a dive to the southeast and then should be a clearer night for you by a little bit after 3, 4 a.m. Then for the southeast, there comes that line. Moving through Memphis, now it's taken already more of a linear mode, but if anything isolated stays out ahead of it, that's where our hail chance will come through in the southeast. So Memphis, chance to see some storms moving through with that line here in the next couple of hours. And then as that all pushes down through Mississippi into Alabama. We'll have some isolated storms out ahead that could potentially go severe with hail, and then these guys are going to be doing a lot of wind as they move through Mississippi, southern Tennessee, Alabama, etc. through the evening and the overnight. So if you guys are in like Georgia, South Carolina, it'll be early morning storms for you, and then out through the Memphis and Arkansas area, it's going to be now through a little bit later this afternoon for your storm timeline. Then up into New England, it's pretty much going to continue like it is now with a couple storms strengthening here and there, enough to produce some severe hail and some gusty winds through the region. Should be off the coast by around 2 in the morning, Central, so 3 Eastern time. So there's those 3 areas for you guys in your risk for today. If you guys are down through New Mexico, again, that's really going to be the best chance to see more storm coverage. So moderate chance for you guys to get severe hail into today. And anything isolated out there could stay 2.5 inches maybe. But once you get up towards Denver, it's going to be like a storm or 2 up in this corridor, so super low chances for you guys. But whatever storm does form has the potential to produce maybe some ping pong golf ball size stones. Then down through the southeast, again, looking now to be more of a wind threat, but if you guys are in Memphis and Birmingham, you have the best chance to see that system passing over you guys with potential for hail as well as some gusty winds. And any isolated cells in this area, that's where we have the best instability into today through that region. So could see maybe an isolated stone or 2 up to 2 inches. The rest of us ping pong to golf ball size stones. Then up into New England, another low risk for you guys, but you could see some quarters to $half anywhere from parts of New Hampshire and Vermont all the way down into Maryland and Delaware area could potentially get some severe hail. Wind is also going to be a factor for a lot of us, particularly in the northeast and where that cluster is forming down through the southeast. But if you guys are along I-25, super low chance again for Denver, Pueblo, Cheyenne. If you guys are down in Las Vegas, got a little bit better chance than the rest of the region. Now down through the southeast, again, where that line is going to be pulling through Memphis, Birmingham, particularly Huntsville as well. Just north of Atlanta, you guys could potentially get hit with some higher winds in the 60s, 70-mile-an-hour range with that band forming through. Then up into New England, again, scattered storms could potentially produce some high winds. You'll hear some rumbles of thunder, maybe a couple of severe hailstones from Albany into Philly into today. Then for tornadoes, it's really going to be limited to the northeast. That's where we're close to that low. That's where we'll have the most spin going on in the upper air. So potential to produce maybe a tornado or 2. Albany and New York City, you guys are in it, but it'll be very scattered into today, so low end chance for you both. Then into tomorrow, scattered risk across the Central Plains. Could see some storms forming through Nebraska, could also see some through Minnesota and Wisconsin. And it's going to be very here and there for the afternoon and evening. So a few storms, but as they do in the plains, they could potentially get going and produce some high wind as well as some large hail. Southeast could potentially have some severe winds into tomorrow, but nothing for hail for you guys. Now for Minnesota all the way down into northern Kansas, that's where we can get that hail. Largest hail is going to be centered in the Central Plains, but we still got a chance for quarters to $half all the way up to Duluth. So if you guys are in Des Moines, if you guys are in Omaha, Salina, all the way into North Platte, that's where our hail chance is going to be tomorrow, but got to keep everybody on the low end just because everything's so scattered. Now getting into yesterday, again, if you guys are in New England, if you guys are in the Colorado Front Range, we got maps for you, so stick around, all right? And then through the southeast, still got some high winds moving through, but nothing that went above a 2-star map, so for what that's worth. Going into our New England storms, and I guess upper Ohio Valley here, got some crazy hail and wind that moved through the Detroit metro area as well as parts of Cleveland, parts of Fort Wayne, and then as that band of storms move across into Buffalo, got a ton of wind reports, but also some hail did stick around through Pennsylvania, so we'll talk about that all in a second. And then, of course, Colorado, true as ever this year. You guys got another storm. Did get some severe hail up near the Denver metro area, but most of it was the Colorado Springs show into yesterday. So we'll get into it all in a second. But starting with our 4-star map, that's you guys up in Michigan. Got large hail up near Flint, down near Ann Arbor, in the Detroit area. So for you guys in that region, got 3.5-inch hailstones near Flint. That was isolated, but it was pretty large, and we did get some baseballs around there as well. Then for you guys down in Detroit, Parts of the metro got some isolated quarters and then some ping pong balls that went just south of Warren. Ann Arbor got some large hail as well. So lots of folks in those areas, so lots of hail impacting structures, 279,000 plus homes impacted with all of those hailstorms into yesterday through Michigan. So if you guys are interested in that map, if you are up in the Michigan area and you guys want to get up on some roofs and help some people out after yesterday, check out that hail map. It's called Davison, Detroit, Vicksburg, Michigan Hail, and you guys can access that. If you don't have Hail Trace yet, go ahead and scan that QR code up above or click the link in the description to this video and we'll go ahead and help you get access to that map. Now going into our 3 stars. Fort Wayne, South Bend area did not shy away from some large hail either. Fort Wayne was very isolated quarters, but really it was the South Bend area that took the cake. That's where our 2-inch hail came from. That was the max hail size on this map. Just a few swaths, but they definitely, again, got some people's attention for yesterday. 78,000 homes impacted with that. And again, that map is called South Bend, Fort Wayne, Indiana hail. Then we have one for you guys up in Pennsylvania, and then we'll get to Colorado next if we got any of our Colorado Springs roofers watching. But for Pennsylvania, we got Erie and then near Corey here, Waterford, Pennsylvania. Again, just a few swaths, but we got ping pong to golf ball sized stones with both of these, and then some isolated quarters that went up along the Great Lakes coast there. And so, again, lots of people impacted by those 56,000 homes through those few swaths. So that one is called Corey, Erie, Waterford, Pennsylvania hail, if you guys want to go ahead and check that out. Then last but not least, getting into Colorado here. Colorado Springs, again, you guys have been getting hit over and over, and you got hit yet again with severe hail into yesterday. 2.75, so baseball-sized hailstones reported on that storm there. As it made its way out of Colorado Springs, we saw that hail start to pick up in size, but regardless, still did get some large hail through there. And then just south of Denver in the Littleton area, that's where we got, some ping pong to golf ball-sized stones through that area. So lots of folks in Colorado getting some pretty large hail. We also got a ton of it out in the eastern part of Colorado near the plains. So you Colorado roofers, do your thing. This one's called Colorado Springs, Littleton, Penrose, Colorado hail, and it hit over 137,000 homes yesterday. So I got a 3-star map out of that for you. So that's all we got for our map reviews and our forecast into the weekend. You guys can go ahead and follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Hit See First on Facebook so you never miss a live video, and smash that subscribe button everywhere else. Then if you want to get in contact with us, you can call us at 855-334-4245. Email us at info@hailtrace.com or check out hailtrace.com for more details. And Peyton will be back with you guys on Monday to update you guys on your forecast going into the work week. But for now, have a great weekend. I'm meteorologist Andrea Myers. Thanks for watching.